Hey Slayers, I'm the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and welcome to a bit of a different video, I guess you could say today. This video isn't going to be a review, this video isn't even going to be about a particular game. What this video is about is talking about something that I was recently thinking about, and personally, I wanted to get this out here now because sometimes I do see requests for these games and things like that, and I thought, it'll finally be, I guess you could say, the perfect time to just make a video talking about why I don't review and probably never will review RPG games. Now, I was talking to Martian recently, if you remember Martian, YouTuber, and this came up about RPGs, and I was thinking about it, and like, there's so many great RPGs on the Sega Genesis, and eventually I'm gonna start seeing requests for RPG games. Take your Shining Forces, Phantasy Stars, and all that, and not just on the Genesis either. Skies of Arcadia, all these great on the Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, Game Gear, and all that. And I was like, well, what can I do? Well, if you don't know my video format, I make random short review videos talking about certain games, okay? Now, these videos they take, let's just say, they don't take that long to record, okay? Because usually it's just a platformer game, or a fighting game, or something simple like that that don't really need to, like, go into full detail about what I need to do, you know what I'm saying? See, what's the game I could take? With Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. It's Sonic the Hedgehog. There's not that much to talk about. You're only really talking about the gameplay, you know what I'm saying? And I've played those games a lot. But me personally, in real life, I don't play RPGs. I'm not into RPGs. It's not that I don't play RPGs and I won't give an RPG a chance. Well, that really is the reason I don't give RPGs chances. First off, I don't have the time to sit there and play a super long RPG. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have the time nor the drive to want to do so. Second off, I'm not a big fan of the whole turn-based combat thing. It doesn't sit well with me, and I know what you're saying. Well, Sega Slayer, there's other RPGs out there, not just turn-based combat. There's strategy and all this stuff, and I know it, and it doesn't work for me. Okay? I've tried. I gave it all the tries in the world, but I can't do it. RPGs just don't work for me. They can never work for me, and that's why I don't look at them. You know what I'm saying? Now, I've looked at a bunch of different games, and I tried. You know what I'm saying? If you remember, I did the whole Golden Axe Warrior, Axe Battle, or Duel review type video, and it just didn't work. It didn't come off that well like a normal video would because it was about an RPG. Now, first off, I don't play RPGs in real life. I only play 2 RPG series, I guess you could say, in real life. Those 2 RPGs being Pokemon and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And I don't even really play Pokemon that much anymore. I mostly just play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon now. Okay? And those 2 are like the childest of those are the easiest RPGs you could ever play. I don't play any. I've never beaten any other RPG besides Citizens of Earth, and that was good. Okay, that was good, but it was again one of those beginner-friendly RPGs. Besides that, I can't get into hardcore RPGs like Shining Force, Phantasy Star, all that. I've played them. I haven't got far in them. I never beat them. Just because RPGs aren't my thing. You know what I'm saying? Plus, not to mention, RPGs take a lot of time. Whereas with a platformer, you don't need to go too much into story. You can, but it's not really too necessary, because most people don't play platformers for their story. They play platformers for the gameplay, right? You don't play a fighting game for the story. You play a fighting game for the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? An RPG, you literally play for the story. That's why you play. And the thing is, I don't have time to sit there, and at least right now anyway, I don't have time to sit there and just slog through uninteresting gameplay to me. RPG concepts are just not interesting to me, so I don't have the time to sit there and slog through the boring gameplay, what I would consider boring gameplay. Not that they are boring gameplay, but what I would consider boring gameplay just for nothing, really. Just to get through the story, just to learn enough about it to make maybe a 5-minute video telling you if I like the story story or not. It's just not worth it in my opinion, and it doesn't work for me. Not to mention other RPGs, you have get to even do anything, you have get to experience the story, because when you do get close to experiencing the story, you have to go through a section like you're seeing on screen where Golden Axe Battle, Axe Battler for the Game Gear, where every few steps you move, you have to fight someone. That is so annoying to me, and it makes the game a headache and overall boring to play. But see, like with something like Pokemon, you get to avoid the tall grass. You don't, in 9 times out of 10 cases, they give you optional routes. Like I can remember this one section in Pokemon Black 2, I think it was, Pokemon Black and White 2, where there was this little tiny like wooden rail section you had to walk over, right? And it was a way to skip the tall grass. Now, you had to move very slow and carefully to get across, but if you fell, you would fall into the tall grass, and 9 times out of 10, you would have to fight, and you would have to fight someone, you know what I'm saying? Which is fine and dandy, you want to fight people, it's the whole point of the RPG. But when you have to do it every few seconds, it overall just gets annoying, and like it takes a while for me to, I guess you could say, get into that type of thing, because it's like, well, I can't even get into the story if every second I'm fighting these insignificant enemies just for 2 little pieces of XP that's not even going to help me out in the long run. Plus, I don't like grinding, okay? I don't have time for that, you know what I'm saying? I'm a person with a very busy schedule, so I don't have time to sit there and grind on an RPG all day. I just don't have time for it. So really, RPGs are just never will and probably never will be in my agenda. I don't think I've ever beat an actual full-fledged RPG, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, besides Pokemon and Citizens of Earth, I think that's about as far as my experience with RPGs go. So really, the whole reason I don't do RPGs comes down to the fact that they take too much time to record. You have to go through a lot when it comes to the story. The gameplay, in a lots of cases, like even this type of gameplay with Axe Battler right here, it would be pretty fun if most of it was 2D, and most of it is, but then still, you have to go through talking to people, figuring out all these different puzzles and all that, which a lot of people find fun, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people find that like their cup of tea. I personally don't, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'd play something like, let's just say The Legend of Zelda, and we're not a Nintendo channel here, but I'm just saying, I have played Ocarina of Time, you know what I'm saying? Like the 3D Zelda games, because, you know, they're a lot more fun. I'd be a lot more open to like a 3D... Sorry about the little cut in the footage there, but yeah, I'd be open to something like a 3D RPG other than like a traditional turn-based 2D RPG. That being said, that's really the reason I don't review RPGs, and I just wanted to get that out there before, you know, it comes up eventually saying, why, well, Sega Slayer, can you review this RPG, that RPG? I don't review RPGs for that reason alone. That being said, that's really the end of this video. It was just a short video explaining why I don't review RPGs. If you're new here, if you could subscribe, that'd be really awesome. We're trying to reach 200 subscribers, and you'd be helping us out a lot. Make sure to share this video with your friends to become a Super Slayer. I've been the world's coolest Sega enthusiast, Sega Slayer 64, and until next time, have a good one, Slayers.